So we're out here on this trail around Watson Lake. Today the trail is also part of some sort of a outdoor running event. So we have to keep stepping out of the way so we don't screw up any of the runners' times. I'm totally fine with that. But just letting you know, so if you see any abrupt weird stops and starts, that's probably why. This looks like it could be cool to go down right here, but I don't know that I'd be able to get back up right here. So we'll keep cruising and see what we come up with. Right now, oh there, look at that view. That's pretty cool. There's white dots painted along the trail, so as long as we see white dots, we're in the right spot. I think we got some trail runners coming, or not. If you see these things, it's not from people littering. That's the trail markers. Trail markers for the runners. Here's a little map of the trail. Here we got a pretty good view of what happens on the surface of Mars when they add some water to it. I didn't even have to go in a SpaceX rocket to get here. Got a bench here. Let's sit on it and see what the view looks like. I can see why they put the bench here. It's a pretty spot. He's right there on the top of that buff, but you can't see him at my maximum 8x zoom. But he's on top of that rock right there. Looks pretty cool flying in. But see how far away he is? I mean, he's way over there. Oh, there's a dot. There's a dot. Okay, I see. Dot. Stairs in the rocks. So we finally started cooling off a little bit now that it's October. But we decided to come way up here at Prescott to get into the cooler temps. Looks like we're in the 70s right now here, which is not too bad. Follow the white dots on the ground, and we just go straight up this hill. So the dam for the reservoir is down there. I was hoping to get to it, but it doesn't look like the trail winds that way very easily. And I'm out of shape. I'm taking the summer off. I'm hiking. So I don't know if we're gonna make it down that far. It's out today. But this view is pretty darn cool out here. around on here on this big mix of granite rock here. Goes up and down and around, and it's a workout. Might not be that interesting to everybody, but I see these rocks like this, and it's on top of a big thing down a cliff to a lake. How is it just sitting there like that? Who put it there? It's just crazy. Well, here we are coming up to a curve on this road. It's this same road where we were in the flood zone the one day. And what do we find? Cows. Stampede action. Let's see if we can hear them through the window. I rolled it down. Are they eating? Are they gonna moo? Cows. Hi cows. How are you? Alright, so it's been 1 week since we were at this rainy, flooded area. This is the same wash. We had water coming around this side of this bush, coming through here. You can see some of the trails left here from the water. The road's pretty clean. Over there is the rocks that was causing that big swirly wave as the water was thrashing across. Here's where we came down. The water was rushing down here. The road's pretty clean here. I don't really see a whole lot of marks from any cleanup efforts either, so I wonder if it just was clean. There's another wash a little farther up. I'm going to show you when we get there. That one you can definitely tell that they had to do a lot of cleanup to get the road back open. So this is Jackrabbit Wash, which is slightly farther down the road from Powerline Wash, where I got the video of the flood last week. And you can see here the fresh tracks from the road grader down both sides of the road as he was dispersing some of this debris that had gone across. Now, I'm pretty far away from it, but if you look, you can see the road is dirty for a good couple 100 feet there. And you can see that they had dispersed this. They had to grade quite a bit of the ground here to get this dirt out of the road from where this wash must have been rager. But we've got all the fresh marks here. Probably doesn't look that interesting, but you can see the road is definitely dirty. Got the grader marks coming up to where the actual dirt. This is pretty deep dirt right here, but you can see the grader had put it here, deposited it back. If you look, this whole different colored area right here is all dirt that the grader had to take and move from the roadway here. I mean, this doesn't look like much, but this is pretty high up. This is a lot of dirt. And you can see here there's the grader marks in it from the grader, like literally just scraping all this dirt from that came across. Look at those piles of it right there. Let's see if I can zoom in. That's my finger. See all that? That's just piles of dirt the grader piled up there, along here, all the way along. And this wash is much wider. It keeps going. I just don't feel like walking that far, but yeah, so this part of the road here was definitely covered. This would have been right after, oh, there's more big piles right there from the grader. So this would have been right after Powerline Wash, when I turned around and went the other way and took a 60-mile detour. That took me an hour and a half to get home when it should have taken me 20 minutes. This would have been the next one I came across. And if there's this much dirt here, there's no way I would have made it through here. So not going through the first one was a good idea, because the second one was pretty deep in the mud and crud that they had to put out here. Get out of the way. There's the moon. I don't know if you can see. So here's where I didn't want to walk because I was too lazy. You can see here the grader put all that dirt back there, and they did it like up the shoulders here. You can see again the road is just covered. So that would have been no fun to try to drive through that. So I'm glad I turned around when I did last time. So here we are by a different wash on the same road as the big wash we were on. And you can see here there was a little bit of rain coming through it. But lo and behold, what do we have here? I'm not quite sure what this creature is, but it's definitely got itself a couple of strings tied to its hind legs there. If you look at the paws, I ain't gonna go near it because look at how bloated it is. I think it's a pig or a javelina, but I can't be sure. But yeah, whenever there's a flood in a wash, you're gonna end up with some kind of critter.